this. Oh, there it is. It's being recorded, so it's over in the Facebook. Okay.
I don't believe we're on Facebook yet, Dennis. That was me setting up the recording because we will post this video to request.
Okay. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to our community conversation for this month. Actually, I wouldn't say this month. We do about three or four of these a year, and have since 2020 when we started to do it while everybody was. Of course, we were all locked into home, and we started to do these by Zoom, and they were very well accepted and wanted more. Masons wanted more to be able to talk about issues in the community. If you're interested in any of those community conversations, we're the Community Relations and Veterans Commission for the city of La Mesa. And if you go onto the city's website and type in community conversations, you can see the list, and most of them have been recorded. I think there might have been some failure of recording, those kind of things that happened, I think, in one of them, but otherwise you could go back and see some of the other ones that we have done over the last few years. Tonight, if you're tuning in, you already know, the community conversation is on supporting high school students and young adults with disabilities. We have an outstanding panel that you can see, most of them here on the screen. There'll be some that'll be joining us a little bit later. We have the panelists from Grossmont High School Special Ed, Union High School District Special Ed Department, from Grossmont College Accessibility Resource Center. We have an adult student that we believe will be joining us in a bit later, that is in the Helix transition program, and a local employer of folks from that program and other programs of interns, young adults with disabilities in those programs, and representatives from the California Department of Rehabilitation. All of them will educate us and tell us much more than I know already. I'm a little bit involved in this field, but I don't have nearly the understanding that hopefully I'll learn as we go along tonight. I want to give a special thanks to Amy Murphy and Rose Tegnesi, who we contacted, and were very generous to really pull this program together. I think I got one speaker, our gentleman from the college, but the rest of them is all a big thank you to them for pulling this all together. So I'm going to turn it now over to Amy Murphy. She's a program specialist with the Career Connections program at Grossmont Union High School District. Amy.
Hi, thank you, everybody. I am Amy Murphy, and I'm a program specialist for Grossmont High School District, and I'm a workability coordinator as well. Rose Tagnesi is with us. She's the Director of Special Education, so I'll let her say a few things, and then I'll get into a couple of details about what workability is and what our transition programs look like.
Thank you, Amy. And thank you also for the work you and Mark and everybody did to put this together. I am Rose Tagnesi. I'm the Director of Special Ed. I'm the proud Director of Special Ed for the Grossmont Union High School District. And, when you think about the work that our mission is in a high school level district, a lot of people think that it's our job to get students to a diploma or to a certificate. And it really is beyond that. Our job and our mission, our vision is to really get our students to where they're going to be after high school, and building their best future, and looking at things related to career and college and post-secondary learning and opportunities. And so, the work that we start doing when students first come to us in a high school setting, to the work that goes into the transition setting, and all this partnerships that we have, that we join together in this mission and vision, it's pretty incredible. So I'm grateful for folks coming in tonight to share. And Amy, I'll turn it back over to you to kind of talk about the career connections. You and Mark do that work. So back to you.
Okay, thanks, Rose. So we at Grossmont Union High School District have an office called Career Connections. And within this office, we house a couple different programs that go throughout our whole district. We have Workability 1 and we have Transition Partnership Program. And both of these are able to provide services to students across the district and even in middle schools and with our adult transition students to help them be able to be successful when they leave our school district, whether that's after they earn their diploma or if they're continuing on in transition and aging out at 22 with a certificate of completion. So fortunately, I've been able to be part of Workability for the last 8 years or so. And within that time, I've been able to work with many teachers and students and kind of see the benefits of what we're able to provide. Workability 1 is a collaboration with the California Department of Education, and it was formed in 1981. And they decided to provide this grant money across the state of California for students to provide training in work, employment placement, work career exploration, learning about yourself and your strengths and deciding what you might be interested in doing after you leave high school or transition. So it provides a really big array of services, everything from building resumes to actually participating in a paid or unpaid work experience, depending on students' ability and what their goals are as part of their individualized transition plan. So Workability is able to do a lot for students. Every year, we serve at least 436 students in our school district alone, and we have 11 high schools. And is that right, Rose? We have a couple alternative schools too.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's really been a pleasure to be able to be part of this program. Like I mentioned, we do everything from post-secondary awareness, pre-vocational readiness skills, and try to help students where they are and help them meet their goals so that they can be a successful part of their own community wherever they may live after they leave our school district. And I'm hoping we have a student that is an intern, and hopefully you'll hear from him a little bit later about his experiences in the workplace and what he's learned from his teacher in transition. I have a partner in my office. His name is Mark Daniels, and he's going to introduce himself in just a moment. And he has another contract within our district in Career Connection office that also provides really wonderful services to students that have disabilities.
Great, thank you, Amy. So yes, Mark Daniels, I'm a program specialist supporting our transition programs in Grossmont Union High School District, and I'm fortunate enough to work alongside Amy and the rest of the team that we have there, along with Rose and our awesome teachers. So TPP, or the Transition Partnership Program, is contract partnership between our district and the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation. And we've had this partnership for over 30 years statewide. I believe there's approximately 104 TPPs throughout local education agencies, districts like ours. TPP provides enhanced coordinated vocational services, including DOR student services, employment preparation, job development, and short-term support services to successfully transition students with disabilities into meaningful employment. TPP also provides a vital agency linkages to facilitate a successful transition from secondary to post-secondary education and training. So within those supports, within that contract, there's 5 student services that are offered. That includes career counseling, exploration, self-advocacy, work readiness training, work-based learning experience, and post-secondary education. And in our offices, I believe we've provided over 2,000 of our district students that are receiving special education services with vocational trainings, experiences resulting in students obtaining meaningful employment and promoting competitive integrated employment. So thank you.
I'd like to add one more thing. Thank you, Mark. Something that we are excited about, and hopefully we'll be sharing with you a little bit later too, if our student is with us, and we have a business partner too, but we wanted to talk about our business partnerships and why they're so valuable to us, because our businesses that are, we call them community business partners, they are able to collaborate with us and provide a work experience or a job shadow, a site where our students can learn about being in the workplace. So without our business partners, we really, it's hard for us to operate. So we really appreciate all of our local business partners. And there's many, many, many. If you wanted to get a list of who they are, I'd be happy to provide that to you too. We have one person that it was invited this evening to speak from Subway in La Mesa. So it's at any kinds of, we've got restaurants, fast food places. We work in Best Buy, Smart and Final, grocery stores, anything. And, you know, even really interesting jobs, like we had a student that was interested in becoming a piano tuner. And so we were able to find someone who did that as his job, and he partnered up with us and we were able to do that. So there's some really cool things that we're able to provide for students to help them meet their goals, and especially with competitive integrated employment in mind.
Maya?
Yes, and please welcome Heather. She's one of
Hi.
our transition teachers, and she'll tell you about how her program works and what we do.
Hi, my name is Heather Samakaloff. I am an adult transition teacher at Grossmont High School, and I am lucky enough to work with these lovely people and have their support. I'll first start off by saying when we start working on transition goals and stuff in high school, actually at the age of 16. I'm sorry, I have a toddler here next to me making lots of noises. I apologize. So we have at the age of 16, we start developing their individual transition plan. And so that is, we talk about their interests, we do interest inventory, we get to know what their strengths are, what their experiences are like within the school site, as well as out in the community, what they like to do at home. And then we still really start building on that at the age of 16. And then once we get into the transition program, we start putting a lot of those into play. And we look at like more realistic kind of goals for a lot of our students, or more independent students, or, you know, we look at their strengths and their abilities, and we try to pair them with their interests. With that, we look at the educational experiences. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted over here. And both in the school and the community. And the transition adult program is from age 18 to 22. And once they exit, they go into an adult program. So we really try to prepare them for that, and we focus on independence, whatever that looks like for them. It's a range, right? It's a broad range. So that could be independence at home. That could be independence in the community and in the work site. As Amy stated earlier, we do have students that start off with us and doing volunteer work, and then they get to go into internships through the district program, that the workability program that Amy and Mark run. So that's really cool. And that's pretty much it. I mean, we do community-based instruction. So I'm just talking on my experience personally, like I do transit training, and a lot of our sites do transit training where we teach our students how to get around in the community independently, or as independently as possible. We navigate the transition, the trolley and the bus. We work on social skills, appropriate social skills within the community, how to make purchases, such as grocery shopping, how to order at a restaurant, things like that. And so that when they do exit our program, they are ready to live somewhat, you know, as independent as possible, whether that be living on their own with a roommate or friends, or living at home with their family. And that's pretty much all we do. I mean, we do a lot of work, and we work on a lot of different job skills. I think David's up next, yes?
Yes, David is up next, and I'm trying to see if he's able to join even by my phone potentially. So
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
we're a little ahead of schedule, I think.
we are ahead of schedule. Yep.
That's okay. So we can
Yeah.
weave David and Nadia from Subway if they join a little bit later to
Okay.
share. Let's stop here for a second and just see, Megan, do we have any comments or questions coming in from Facebook or from any other sources?
Not at this time.
Okay, all right. If we have some a little bit later, we'll weave them in. So I think next up we have Carl
Dennis,
Fielden.
let's announce also to our attendee, if they do have a question, they can use the raise hand feature. So we know the
Yes.
people on Facebook if they want a question. And that includes for the commissioners as well.
Okay, so anybody here? Let me just pull up the list here. I don't see any hands right now, but any of you can ask that's on the screen, or if you're just watching, I will be able to see the attendees. I'll be able to see the hands raised right now. I don't see anything. And Megan, I think Megan said that we don't have any waiting in the wings in the Facebook right now. So next up, we have Carl Fielden from Grossmont College. He is with the Accessibility Resource Center. He's a professor there teaching, as well as a coordinator of Assistive Technology Center and a counselor and learning disability specialist. So hopefully I got all of that right, and we'll turn it over to Carl.
Okay. All right. Can you see that PowerPoint slide there? Okay, great. Well, yes, I work at the Accessibility Resource Center at Grossmont College. Our office provides accommodations and services to students who have disabilities. And when we're talking about transition, I think sometimes students wonder, are we the special ed office of college? And I should begin by saying, well, in college, we don't have special ed, but what we do provide are accommodations and services that are very similar to what occurs in the K through 12 system to enable students to succeed in what we might call the regular curriculum, that is, the degree programs and certificate programs that we have. We're open year round, and we provide support in the fall, spring, and summer. What we do is we offer academic accommodations, disability management and support services, individual academic, career, and personal counseling services, which includes very detailed education plans that are often done in consultation with the Department of Rehabilitation. Many of our students are Department of Rehabilitation clients, or regional center in some cases. We also offer some supplemental instruction and courses. For example, a course in study skills and strategies for students with disabilities, a developmental writing course for students with disabilities. But for the most part, we're accommodating students who are taking courses that are part of a degree or certificate program, either an academic transfer program or one of our vocational degree programs. This next slide is a breakdown of some of our services. We have individualized counseling and disability management. And by that, we mean helping students manage their disability in the college learning environment. Academic counseling, which includes degree planning, comprehensive education plans, career exploration, personal counseling. We serve a liaison purpose in connecting people to campus and community resources. We also are very closely aligned with a program called the Grossmont Cuyamaca College Promise Program, which is a program that provides 2 years of essentially free education to first-time college students. And we're involved in that and helping our students make sure that they develop an appropriate academic load for themselves. In terms of our support services, we provide priority registration, which enables our students to register earlier than other students. We help with that registration. We help with financial aid petitions. We do learning disability testing. It's been suspended in the last couple of years due to the pandemic, but we'll be resuming that in the spring. I'm the person who actually does that testing. We provide on-campus transportation, cart service for students who might have disabilities that affect their mobility. We provide locker loans to students who want to store their books on campus so they don't have to carry them around. We also provide extended time for our students in our campus's tutoring center. So we don't provide our own tutoring, but we use the campus resources and we're able to get extra time for that tutoring. As I mentioned, we offer some supplemental instruction. These are very small classes that are intended to help students individually with their writing skills and study skills and strategies so that they get off to a good start at Grossmont College. Making a successful transition is really important to us. We want to see our students really get off the ground on a good footing. Now, to be eligible for our services, they need to obviously be a Grossmont College student. They need to have a disability which results in some kind of limitation to their ability to perform academic work and have documentation or a history of disability that impacts education. So most of our students coming from a K through 12 system will have an IEP or a 504 plan, which we accept as evidence of a disability. Or if a student doesn't come in through that means, we do accept documentation from other sources such as psychiatric and medical professionals. We can serve students with virtually any disability, and you see a list there of the various areas that we're able to, or disabilities we're able to accommodate. Physical disabilities, students with hearing and vision disabilities, learning disabilities, acquired brain injuries, ADHD, intellectual disabilities, students who are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, mental health disabilities, temporary and permanent health conditions that don't fall into one of those categories. I mean, virtually we could provide accommodations to any student. When we talk about what kind of documentation we require, we're looking for, as I mentioned, like an IEP or 504 plan, medical records, a signed letter from a professional service provider, such as a doctor or therapist. In the case of our veteran students, VA medical documentation. We even have our own disability documentation form that we can give students to take to their medical professional, and that's what's displayed here. We don't require a lot of documentation because we know that for many of our students, that's a real burden to get that. And so to get started, a student just needs to reach out to our office and provide verification of a disability. We do have a website that explains all of this. It's right off of the Grossmont College website in our student services area. They just need to make an intake appointment with a counselor, and then we can get things set up so they can immediately take advantage of our services. And it's important to know that all of our services and records are confidential, and participating in our program is voluntary. So students are not required to use our services. I think just in the interest of time here, I'm going to skip over some of these things here. One of the biggest areas that we provide accommodations in is testing accommodations. We proctor exams, we provide accommodations so that students can take their exams in alternate formats if necessary, with extended time and a quiet, distraction-reduced environment. Yeah, that's something that is a tremendous benefit for students. We emphasize that we're not giving them an advantage, but we're just giving them an equal playing field in order to take assessments in an environment that's better suited to accommodate their disability. We have a state-of-the-art assistive technology center where we have a variety of assistive software and hardware products that enable students to have access to our academic programs, to our informational sources on campus. We have our own writing tutor that helps students with writing in all of their courses. As I said, we can accommodate any student, so we have a wide range of assistive software and hardware that we can use to help accommodate students. And I think I'll end on that right there. We welcome any students who might have interest in our program. They don't need an appointment to get that information. We're happy to reach out to them. We can do Zoom appointments, in-person appointments, phone appointments. We just welcome students from our local feeder schools in the Grossmont Unified High School District. So we just want them to know that they're welcome, and we're eager to work with them at Grossmont College.
Thank you, Carl. Perhaps you could stop sharing the screen.
Oh, yes, I will.
No, that's all right.
Dennis, if I can interrupt a minute.
Yes.
We do have Nadia on. Oh, I think you see them, and David.
Yes.
There they are. Thank you.
Oh, great. I will turn it back to you, Amy, to introduce them.
Okay, welcome. Thank you, David and Nadia, for being here. David is one of our adult transition students that is over at Helix with Mrs. Kepper. And I think if he's able to, if his microphone's working, everything, he can tell you a little bit about his experiences and his work experience. So thank you so much, David.
Hi. Hello, my name is David. I'm a student in Helix with Ms. Kepper. The best part of being a student with Ms. Kepper is being able to get work experience. When I'm not at work or at school, I like to be fixing up my bike in the yard. During the past couple of years in the class with Pepper, I have learned to clean tables, set up tables, and get ready for work. In my transition class, I am able to work at Subway and learn how to prep ingredients and make sandwiches. And great news, I have been hired at Roundtable with the Mesa by Vaughn. I work 2 days a week during the morning, and I prepare the dough and make the pizzas. I was an intern there for about 1 year before I got hired by the manager. Now I am a paid employee. When I finish up my transition program education in June of 2023, I'm planning to look into Job Corps and want to become a welder. Thank you for having me tonight, and thank you to my great teacher for helping me making my goals come true. And have a good one.
Outstanding job, David. Outstanding.
Thank you.
I see that we have a hand up, but we'll wait until, I have a couple of hands up, but we'll wait until Nadia has a chance to tell us a little bit more about the work that she does with interns.
Hello, everyone. You guys hear me?
We can. Thank you for joining us.
Sure. Actually, I want to say it would be honor and privilege to be part of your team, and it's an honor to be part of your group. That you guys deeply care about this student and this amazing kids. And today, I just want to share a little bit of my experience working with these amazing kids and these students. I remember 3 years ago when Mr. Kipper comes to me and asks me if it's okay. She brought some students over and they can work with me in my restaurant. At first, I was doubted about it, and I wasn't sure what I have to expect of them or what they expect of me. But after a while, I think, and I thought, okay, this country give me this opportunity to improve and progress myself as a foreign. Who am I? Then I don't give this opportunity to these kids. Then I agreed to, they came to our stores and work with me. And actually, it's one of the, I want to say, gold opportunities and a very good chance that I have ever in my life, because I met very amazing kids and students, and most of them so skillful and powerful. They are unique. They can learn so fast, and they follow all the rules and instruction that I ask them. And when Mr. Cooper told me it's going to be a volunteer, then I thought be volunteering is a good thing, because when you volunteering, it can be provide a healthy boost to the self-confidence and self-esteem. And that satisfaction provide a natural sense of accomplishment and give people sense of pride and identity. That I absolutely witness of that when I'm working with these kids and students. And the other things that I think that's a good program that you guys prepare for them, because they can work out of the school and bring them more opportunities for fun and also meaningful outside working, as well as feeling of belonging to their community and their town and their city. And they don't think, oh, we are not part of the group that we are at school. No, you are as same as everyone's, and I can tell you guys beyond of what we think and what we believe. The only things that I think, and I think everyone should be understand, that we just have to give this opportunity and chance to these unique pupils, that they can improve and progress themselves and show everyone that they are capable, and their ability is more than that we think, and they can do what they want in their life. But they just need a little bit trust, a little bit chance, and give them, I mean, that situation ready for them to show themselves. And also, I wanted to say thank you to Miss Cooper that gave me this chance to meet these amazing people and wonderful kids and work with them and learn from them. Because whenever they come to my store, they have ambitious and enthusiasm. I can see from their eyes. They wanted to learn, they wanted to show themselves. And it's really very important and very valuable, and they show every day how they improve and progress. And I'm gonna thank you guys to prepare this program for these kids to show themselves. And the only things that, as I told before, we just have to trust them. We have to give this opportunity, then they can find that self-confidence that they need for their future life. Thank you again having me tonight. Hopefully you guys have a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nadia. Thanks for all you do for our students.
And
Very valuable.
You're very welcome. Thank you guys.
we do
That
have a question.
was great, a great opportunity. Yeah, any questions on the high school programs, or for Nadia or David and some of their experience?
We do have a question from Don Long.
I do. I think probably going back to the college one, so we'll reopen that. Don, do you have a question? I think you're on mute, Don, if you can hear us. May have forgotten his question. It's been that long, so sorry about that.
Hey, real quick, Dennis, I have a comment.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you, Nadia, for doing what you do for the community. It's an important job, and you know you seem like you enjoy it, and we want to thank you. David, woohoo, roundtable, love it. Keep on going. One of the things that I really wanted to point out is when, Heather said success is different for everybody. And it's in the eye of the person who's dealing with what they're doing. So I really appreciate that. I think that is awesome. And I think that is very, very important because someone else's success may be somebody else's failure. So I thank you all for that. And I think that is a great concept that the partnership is taking on. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, Don. Did you have?
Excuse the background noise. I'm in Starbucks. I didn't get a chance to get back to school because of traffic. But I got two questions to ask the guy, David. He said he had a permanent job somewhere. Could he say where that is? And also to Nadia, looked like she had some kind of a business. I'm just trying to get where David's going to be working and what kind of business Nadia has.
Nadia, can you tell us where you're from?
Yes, I'm originally from Iran. I'm Persian and I'm around 10 years living in United States. And I have a subway in La Mesa.
Thank you. And David, yeah, I know you're working at Roundtable. Are you working anywhere else?
Currently in
Okay, so he's at Roundtable. So if you want to get some pizza and a Subway to take home tonight.
I comment both of those are good progressive jobs and we are very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? We moved back to the high school programs. So thank David and Nadia for joining us and sharing that with us. And it's really it was a really special and fantastic programs to help give opportunities for some transition to work and by doing the work, and that's fabulous. We'll now turn to the Department of Rehabilitation. And we have Bonnie Floor, Kathleen Mingo, and Katrina Larson. Bonnie Floor is the vocation rehabilitation counselor, and I'll let her introduce Kathleen and Katrina. So turn it over to Bonnie.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Floor, and I'm one of the vocational rehabilitation counselors at Department of Rehab. And Katrina is another one of the counselors at Department of Rehab, and Kathleen Mingo is our team manager, which is our supervisor. And today we're going to be telling you a little bit more about the State Department of Rehab. We're a state agency, and as mentioned before, we work closely with the school districts as well as working with adults as well. So Katrina is going to tell you a little bit more about our student services program. Kathleen's gonna do a short video on Department of Rehab in general, and then it'll come back to me and I'll explain a little bit about our partnership with Regional Center. So I'm going to turn it over to Katrina.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. And should I share my screen for our, yes, okay, I see her nodding. All right, so PowerPoint. Okay. Ta-da. Okay, can everyone see this? Hopefully.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. Trying to do it in present mode. Shoot. All right, well, if you could see it, great. So we are Department of Rehabilitation, and within our department, we have student services. But just to give you a little background of what Department of Rehabilitation, who we are California's largest vocational rehabilitation and independent living program in the country. Because we are state of California, and DOR provides consultation, counseling, vocational rehabilitation, and works with community partners to assist the consumers that we serve. So to dive into student services, this is a separate part of DOR, and it's fairly new, and we provide services. But just to give you a little insight of our mission is that DOR provides students with disabilities valuable skills to propel on a path towards independent and a successful future. And students will have the opportunity to explore the world of work and get some hands-on experience, gain confidence, and boost skills to be more successful at school, work, and in life. And our goal for the students with disabilities in our program is to be excited about the career opportunities that are out there and to be successful when they finally do start working and to have the tools and resources to live independently. And so how do students participate? Well, they have to be 16 to 21 years of age, and they have to be enrolled in an educational program. So that could include homeschool, alternative high schools, or even community colleges and trade schools. And they just have to have a disability. So whether they have an IEP or 504 or a very visible disability that's clear to see. And so what will happen when students sign up for student services? So they're going to meet with your DOR team, and that would include the counselor, and it could include their service coordinator and the team manager. So we review the 5 categories of services that we offer, and then decide on an activity that they would want to explore and provide support within your IEP meetings if you would like us to do so. Okay, so what are the 5 categories of services that we provide? Well, the first one is job exploration counseling. So with job exploration counseling, it offers ways to learn about different kinds of jobs and careers and which ones are best for students' strengths and interests. And some of the categories, some of the activities that we do under job exploration counseling could be exploring career interests through assessments, conversations, and labor market research, and helping students understand what jobs and industries are popular right now, high in demand, and finding out what jobs pay good wages, and learning about career paths in local areas, and kind of understanding how to obtain those careers down different pathways, and also discussing different kinds of work, including self-employment, supported employment, and non-traditional employment. So that's job exploration counseling. And then second service we provide is work-based learning experiences. So under work-based learning experiences, we offer a variety of different ways to connect with local professionals and get real-world experience. So some of the activities, for example, could be work experiences or internships, whether that's either paid or unpaid. It could be volunteer experiences or opportunities with different employers. And it could be informal interviews and type of research with employers to find out different kinds of jobs and what the duties would be at the job. Possible work site tours to learn about the industries and companies and what the employees do at certain agencies. And even job shadowing. Okay, so the third service we offer is post-secondary counseling. And post-secondary counseling offers students ways to learn about different educational programs available and the resources to support their educational success. So examples of activities would be learn about different kinds of academic and occupational training, maybe explore career options available with different programs that are out in the community, finding out what classes and credentials you may need to get the career that you would like, what schools and programs are out there that will support the career choices that you want to go for, and get connected with resources. So like connected with Carl with the ARC is, example, and discover, identify options that could help pay for school and assisting with financial aid, the FAFSA, and applying for different programs. Okay, so then the fourth service under student services is workplace readiness training. And under workplace readiness training, we help you prepare for employment by learning good work habits and interpersonal skills, and by developing independent living skills. So some examples would be mock interviews, practicing job interviews, understanding employer expectations, and then strengthening communication for soft skills needed for the workplace, and help developing social skills. And we would like to help with resume building and learn to search and apply for jobs, whether that's online or in person. Okay, so the last and fifth one of our services is self-advocacy training. And self-advocacy training helps students build leadership skills, gain confidence in professional environments, and understand what students need to succeed in the workplace. So again, some examples of activities is understanding their rights at work or as a student, learning responsibilities at work and speaking up about accommodations that they may need, whether that's in school or work, practicing communication through thoughts, needs, and concerns to others. And it could be even leadership activities. So participate in leadership activities in society, in the community. And yeah, so those are some examples. Getting started is pretty simple. Here's my contact. And I just wanted to remind you that these activities could be offered in more than one way. So in the classroom or a group setting, they could be offered one-on-one, individualized basis. Students could just pick and choose what service they'd like to do. They don't have to do them all. They could just focus on one or focus on all of them. And here's my contact information. I'm Katrina. I'm the counselor for student services for the East County area in San Diego. And my partner is Rosario, but her full name is Maria del Rosario Franco. And we work together as a team. And so also, if student services, so that's just one kind of branch part of DOR. So we also have VR plans, and so maybe student services might not be the right fit for a student or for an individual. So they could discuss a VR plan with their counselor, and we will go into about what kind of VR services that DOR provides as well.
So that's where I step in. So as was introduced, my name is Kathleen Mingo. I am a team manager within our East County unit. And what I'm going to do is share my screen and share a video about Department of Rehab Services. So just give me a second to get set up. Okay. I gotta remember how to share the volume. Hold on one second. Share sound. There we go. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Welcome to the California Department of Rehabilitation. DOR works in partnership with consumers and other stakeholders to provide services and advocacy in pursuit of employment, independent living, and equality for Californians with disabilities. At DOR, it is our fundamental belief that individuals with disabilities can be fully integrated and highly productive community members, employees, and colleagues. To be eligible for services, an individual must have a physical or mental disability that substantially impedes his or her ability to secure employment, require vocational rehabilitation services to prepare for, secure, retain, or regain employment consistent with the applicant's unique strengths, resources, priorities, concerns, abilities, capabilities, interests, and informed choice. Program participants are expected to be available, responsible, active, and dedicated contributors to their own success. To be equal. A disability is not a limitation. All people with disabilities have the right to work, perform, and contribute to society. Be independent. With a dedicated sense of personal commitment, anyone with a disability can attain a level of independence that not only increases their self-worth, but also minimizes the strain on taxpayer-funded financial support. Be employed. With training and support, an individual with a disability can access new opportunities to have a higher quality of life. We tailor our services to each person individually to ensure a greater chance for success. A vocational rehabilitation team works closely with each job seeker to establish the best combination of services and resources necessary to prepare for, find, and retain employment. Our services include benefits planning, career assessment and counseling, job search and interview skills, independent living skills, career education and training, and assistive technology. Businesses benefit from programs that support the recruitment and hiring of people with disabilities. Hiring an individual with a disability is an opportunity. Employees with disabilities bring unique experiences and understanding that can transform workplaces, products, and services. Several incentives are available, including tax incentives in the form of the Work Opportunity Tax Credit and on-the-job training. Incentives can help cover the cost of accommodations for employees with disabilities. By hiring people with disabilities, employers are the key to DOR's mission. DOR provides education and information to businesses and can help with integration when needed. We believe in the talent and potential of individuals with disabilities. For more information, visit our website at www.dor.ca.gov or follow us on social media. You can also subscribe to our latest news at www.dornews.org.
All right. Oops.
Did you download Grammarly? Come on, man.
Got something more to say, I guess.
There we go. I didn't want to stop. All right, so I will let Bonnie pick up from here to share a little bit about students that are also connected with Regional Center.
Okay, so we've talked quite a bit about student services and what students can obtain while they're in school. But once a student leaves school, leaves the transition program, if they do have a counselor with Regional Center, if they've been hooked up with Regional Center, we also have a partnership with Regional Center. Regional Center can provide supported employment and other resources to young adults. So we recommend that before they leave the K through 12 or transition system, to get a hold of their Regional Center counselor, and they can set up a meeting between the Regional Center counselor themselves, their family, and the Department of Rehab to discuss the services that they can get from Regional Center as well as Department of Rehabilitation. So I always think it's a good idea to remind people that it is a partnership. We like to get all the players in the same meeting so we can discuss how the services can get coordinated between all the different agencies. So that is our presentation about the Department of State Rehabilitation. If there's any questions.
Anybody have any questions or comments? It's a terrific array of services that you offer. Yes, Don.
I wrote down a couple of things about the job seeking. Quite often we who do not have a disability that we know of, we look at people, sometimes we see people in agencies, and they're working because they have a physical disability, like they're somewhat crippled or something like that. And we never think about sometimes professionals like Perry Mason was always in a wheelchair. I had a biology teacher in college, and he always had his crutches with him. Terrific instructor, was PhD, et cetera, et cetera. And I think one of the things that happens is people don't look at people necessarily as equal. And I think this is it's like a conscious bias. I had I just thought about a classmate in high school. His name was Romanis Hamilton. And something was wrong with his leg because he had this big, odd kind of shoe. And I just now wonder what happened to him. But I think sometimes when you start having about career projections, do we very openly talk about the world is open in a career you want, rather than shepherding off to a lesser than? I use that very loosely because I don't know of another term probably when I see this. Thank you. Can I respond to that?
So I can. So with Department of Rehabilitation and WEO and so forth, the main focus is looking at competitive integrated employment. So where finding employment in a position that anybody else can be applying for and filling, right? So it's not specifically where it's, a disability, somebody with a disability is it's only for a person with a disability or anything along those lines. So it's competitive integrated employment is the way that we term it. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I think that's terrific. And I mentioned to some of the panelists before we started this program that I work as a reservist for FEMA, and we have several several employees and several staff with of all levels, high levels of doing everything, and reasonable accommodations are made as needed. Assisted technology, or it could be a chair, or it could be some transportation. It could be a variety of things, so there are a lot of opportunities once those doors are open, and you are helping them to find those ways to be a full part of whatever careers they want. So it is happening, and we really appreciate the work you do in the high schools and transition to get them ready, and that we have the Department of Rehabilitation and some others around the country that are helping to take the next level, the next stages to help those with disabilities be able to fully integrate and have the kind of lives and careers that they want. So this is terrific. Any questions, comments, any others? We have folks over on the Facebook. I don't know, Meg, if we have anybody from there that wants to chime in. Yeah, Don.
Just one question. If I knew somebody, I know somebody, I meet somebody that's it was obviously that he or she has some handicap, where do I send them first? To the school or to the Department of Rehab? What should be the number one place to go to as a start?
I think it would just depend on what they want to do. I mean, not everybody necessarily wants to go to school, and not everybody wants to immediately find employment. So I think it would depend on case by case. I mean, you can definitely let them know about the different resources that are available that we were discussing, and then kind of go from there.
It sounds to me like you have counseling and you have some services that can help them figure this out too. What might be the resources that exist, and to think about the kind of things that they would like to do. That's great. And Don is he's with our commission. He's also administrator with the San Diego City College. So I'm sure has dealt in it much, just like Carl has in the educational arenas there with folks with disabilities that are looking to go into various careers of
I think
interest.
you know, if they're attending City College has that amazing DSPS program there that DOR is connected with, that, you know, you can be able to certainly refer them that direction. You can always refer them to us. We do have an online application that's available for those who want to go into VR. If you're looking, sorry, vocational rehab, if you're, you know, over the age of 18, not in school and so forth, there's an online application. But if you are looking for specifically for student services, so those that are 16 to 21, then, you know, and you live in the East County area, then Katrina is your contact person for that. So
This information, I work at City College, and I would think we do have a good program.
Great, thank you. I think that's it. We have, as I said, we have this recorded. So for those that are on that here are attending tonight and our panelists, we thank you very much. And you want to share this, I think there's, you know, I learned a lot, and there was a lot of additional resources that are not necessarily yours. I'm sure you all are pretty familiar with each other, but something you can share with your students and young adults and parents and others, teachers that could share this information. There were some good phone numbers, good information, contacts that they could reach out to that I think would be very helpful. Thank you very much for all of you. That was terrific. I really appreciate it, David and Nadia. I think Nadia stepped out, but thank you so much for coming and giving your personal experience of those that are using the programs, that are part of the programs and participating. That was really helpful to get that unique perspective for those that are actually on the receiving end of these services. So that was terrific. So thank you so much, and we'll see you around town, maybe. Thanks, everybody.
And Meg
Oh,
has
yeah.
an announcement for our next community conversation. And so I think she was going to share the screen to show that information.
Yes, next month. Do you
I
have
am
that?
having trouble getting the screen to share from this laptop. I apologize. But yes, just wanted to invite everyone out to our next community conversation. It is going to be on Wednesday, October 26th at 6 p.m. And we will be getting an update from Chief Sweeney, Captain Matt Nicholas, as well as our home team about the efforts that the homeless outreach, mobilization, and engagement team has been making here at Mesa.
Yeah, it's a terrific program. And tune in if you haven't heard about what they're doing here locally to help with the homeless program and those that are homeless to provide a variety of services and supports. Well, thank you, and we will see some of you soon. Take care.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks,
and everyone.